Hi guys, this is Kayla.
And this is Becky, and we're with a couple of B's to read.
Yes, and we also like to predict Book of the Month, so we are coming to you with our Book of the Month predictions.
Mm-hmm.
So first up, we have Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. I will be so shocked if they do not pick this title up.
Yes.
She just won their Book of the Year award.
Right.
Surely Abby Jimenez is going to get in.
And this looks like my kind of book. That one does. Just the cover and everything is so pretty. And then Emily Henry. I love Emily Henry. And, you know, they had a couple of her books, and then they haven't had the last, like, two that she's had out, which I was very surprised about. So this one is a funny story. And I think that maybe they'll come back to her. You know, they do that sometimes.
And
so,
it sounds like such a fun story.
Oh, yeah.
Funny story.
Mm-hmm. And Sally Hepworth, they had Soulmate by her, and I love that book. It was just wonderful. So I'm really excited about this. It's about three girls, and they're, you know, they have tragedy, and they come, and they are foster sisters with this Miss Fairchild, and everybody thinks their life is great and wonderful, but you know, it's always the surface, and then you delve deeper and find out what's really going on. It's called Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth, and I think that's going to be that would definitely be one of my picks.
It's very like mommy dearest vibes.
You know, I'm gonna, if they have just a small portion of our books that we think they might have this time, I'm going to be in trouble.
Yes. Next up, so they've had a couple of Leigh Bardugo's books. Now it's all part of the same series, so they may not have this. It is a new series, but The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, just because they've had her before. It's set in the new capital of Madrid. And it is historical fiction with a magical twist.
Love that magic.
And it just sounds so good, but because Leigh Bardugo wrote it, you know there's going to be some darkness there.
Right.
And then there's Indian Burial Ground by Medina. And I don't know, they've had two Native American authors that I can think of. One was for White Horse, and then of course Winter Counts. And Indian Burial Ground delves into some Native American mythology, but it also is just focusing on like the bad things and good things, but mostly the bad things that have happened on this reservation and the secrets that are being uncovered. So I would love to see another Native American author in the lineup for them. I feel like they've done really well in the past of picking those.
Right.
Oh, and they've actually had 3. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. Anyway, moving on. Another author, and this cover is like beautiful.
It is.
To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, Molly X. Chang. And of course it deals with mythology, with the goddess of death and gaining her power. And it might lean more towards young adult, but I really think it would be a great mythology for them to bring us. You know, and it's been a while since we've gotten one based on mythology, so it'd be kind of nice.
It would be. Okay, so One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole. It's a thriller, and it has to do, it's from a historic estate. The new caretaker there finds herself, she's trapped on an island with a murderer. And the ghost of her past are haunting her. So that sounds very intriguing to me.
Yeah.
And I like the cover because now it's not bright and beautiful like Abby's is, the first one, but it has that, you know, something's going on. It gives you a feeling. Yeah. So, While We Were Burning by Sara Koffi.
I think so.
Okay. It's Parasite meets Such a Fun Age. It's a debut novel. It's a thriller, and it says it intersects race, class, female friendships, and I'm all about books that, have to do with women coming together and, being each other's
women
champion.
from all lives.
Yes.
All walks.
All walks of life coming together and, supporting each other. So we'll see how that one goes.
And then this one I thought you might like, A Letter to the Luminous Deep by Sylvie Cathrall. The cover is pretty. It's like you would make a quilt out of it. It's beautiful. It's a charming fantasy set in an underwater world with magical academia and a heartwarming pen pal romance. Perfect for fans of A Marvelous Light, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and The House in the Cerulean Sea. And I know none of those books they've carried, but it'd be kind of nice if they did, because it's that kind of fantasy that is getting popular, and I wish I could see more of.
Right.
And then another one I found, Sweetness in the Skin by Ishi Robinson. A winning debut about a young teenage girl in Jamaica determined to bake her way out of her dysfunctional family and into the opportunity of a lifetime. So with this book, basically, her aunt is able to get a job in America, and she wants to go with her, but things keep messing up. Like, her mom comes back and her mom is useless, and then her dad shows up and he's also useless. So she literally starts baking things to sell in Jamaica, so that she can come to America and be with the aunt who's been, the one parent that really cared about her.
Right. Yeah. This next one, I laughed out loud when I read what they said about it. Ted Lasso meets Bridgerton. And I'm like, what? This is so funny. For a 19th century spin on The Hangover, which is a USA Today best-selling author, Jenny Holliday's laugh out loud romantic comedy featuring 3 legacy-era Earls on their annual trip, ride or die buddies, offering one another unconditional support in everything from lady problems to family woes. I mean, that just I think I would probably be laughing through the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Well, Jenny Holliday has written some other romantic comedies, and she's so much fun. So I would love for Book of the Month to pick her up. That's Earl's Trip.
Yeah, this sounds fun. I mean, the whole thing sounded funny. So,
and then Begin Again by Helly Acton. And the blurb is, have you ever wanted to change the past and discover the result of choices not taken? Now, in this brilliantly fun novel of what-ifs, missed chances, and new beginnings, Frankie McKenzie discovers what starting over might be like. So I'm expecting a more comedic version of Sliding Doors for this. So I don't know. I would really love to see it. It looks like a Book of the Month pick to me, but what do I know? And then one that, I'll be honest, they may not get this, Becky, but I picked it for you.
A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by
Sangu Mandanna.
Okay. An enchanting novel about a witch who has a second chance to get her magical powers and her life back on track. I just thought, I read it and I thought, oh, that sounds so cool. I think it's really right up my alley. And then when we read the next one, Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell.
I don't know.
Discover this creepy, charming monster. I mean, how many charming? Well, Elmo's a monster and he's charming, so maybe it's like that. Slaying fantasy romance from the perspective of the monster. So we'll see if they will.
Yeah, I've been seeing that book everywhere on Instagram. All the bookstagrammers are really into it. So I'm hoping that Someone You Can Build a Nest In. I just love that hardcover Book of the Month. So I hope you guys are listening.
Yeah.
It sounds delightfully creepy, and I'm very excited.
That way maybe you can get some of the books, because it appears like I will want a whole lot of books, and they limit you to the number you can get, and it's not like my to-be-read stack is not as tall as my house.
This is true for both of us. And then I've seen this based on some of the hints put in the app. I've seen this predicted. Daughter of Mine by Megan Miranda. I added it because I would love for them to pick up Megan Miranda.
Sure. Yeah, me too.
I've read her other books. She's phenomenal. This woman can write a thriller. She does what she wants, and it's great.
Yeah.
That said, I have my doubts just because, I don't know, I just don't want to hope that hard and then be let down because I do love her.
We've done that before, so.
It's true. This is true. I was pretty devastated when they were late on the last Riley segment.
I know. I didn't think we'd ever hear the end of that. So.
It was a bad day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is our list. I know that some others have been predicted, and those look fantastic as well. But this is what kind of my research led to. So,
and I did no research this time. This is why she picked
She was busy.
I was busy here.
Making a quilt.
And
making a quilt.
Other things, you know.
All right. So, guys, thank you so much.
Let us know what you think, okay?
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Bye,
Love
guys.
you guys. Bye.